Hi everybody. Today I wanted to talk to you about my assignment, which is, was Malala right about women's rights in Pakistan? I wanted to begin by talking a little bit about who is Malala. Malala was a young girl born in Pakistan in 1997. Her father was a school teacher and gave her an education that few children in Pakistan, and even fewer girls, ever receive. Her father was also a very politically active man who was not afraid to speak against the things he believed were wrong. Some of these things were the oppression of the Taliban and the state of education for children. Malala had a yearning to obtain as much education as possible and believed it was unfair that so few girls in her country were sent to school. She too began giving speeches and writing papers regarding education and how girls were encouraged to drop their studies and stay at home. She spoke on radio and TV programs encouraging others to come to the aid of women in her country so that they could pursue as much learning as they wished. Said she, "The Taliban cannot stop me. I will get my education if it's at home, school, or somewhere else. This is our request to the world, to save our schools, save our Pakistan, save our Swat." The Taliban eventually took note of this young girl, and on October 9, 2012, they shot her. Luckily, she survived and was able to recover, although her recovery required many surgeries. She traveled to Britain several months after the shooting so that she could receive further treatment for her recovery. While there, she wrote her first book, I Am Malala, the book which we have been studying this semester. So was Malala right in her views on women's rights, or is there another way to look at what is going on in Pakistan regarding the education of women? There seem to be three reasons why girls are not educated as well as boys: cultural tradition, religious tradition, and the poverty level in Pakistan. Many believe there is no reason to educate a woman as she will simply stay home and take care of her family. There are a few problems with this thought, however. There is a firm belief called purdah that women and girls should not associate with men unless they are related. All other interactions should be done only with other women, even in public settings. This means that there is a desperate need for women doctors and teachers. Malala even speaks about how people would harass her father, saying he should only have women teachers for the girls, and he would respond that he was making women teachers for the next generation. The second is religious tradition. Some people believe that it is against the Quran to educate women, as one section in the Quran states, "Men are in charge of women, because Allah hath made the one of them to excel the other, and because they spend of their property for the support of women. So good women are the obedient, guarding in secret that which Allah hath guarded. As for those for whom ye fear rebellion, admonish them and banish them to beds apart, and scourge them." Many men use this scripture as an excuse to not allow women to have as many rights as they have, and to perform other atrocities toward them. They reason that if Allah made men to excel women, surely women cannot be allowed to have as many rights as men. Conversely, however, there are other scriptures from the Quran and quotes from the Prophet Muhammad which admonish fair treatment of women. Said he, "The best among you is the one who is best towards his wife." One could argue that acting best towards your wife also bleeds into acting your best towards all women in society. Another scripture in the Quran, chapter 33, verse 35, is rather lengthy, but speaks about the equality of men and women, and how all they who are devout and bow before God will all receive their reward from heaven and forgiveness from Him, regardless on whether the person is a woman or man, all are alike unto God. This equity before Allah is sometimes forgotten in certain sects of the Muslim religion, and results in some men feeling that they have a right to put the women in their lives down. A large group who thinks this way is the Taliban. They are a radical segment of the Muslim religion who believe that Allah and Islam must be defended by the sword, and that even those who are Muslim must be punished if they are not acting Muslim enough. A report in 2014 regarding education in Pakistan said, in areas affected by Taliban militancy, hundreds of schools were blown up and proponents of female education were killed. The total number of reported militant attacks on schools in 2009 to 2012 was at least 838 and could be as high as 919. Difficulties faced by journalists and other observers working in the worst affected areas means that the true total could be considerably higher. The Human Rights Commission of Pakistan reported that 505 schools damaged or destroyed in 2009 alone. Acts of violence such as these make even those who wish to send their daughters to school too intimidated and frightened. They fear that if they allow their daughters to go to school, their daughters may be killed or they may become a target of the Taliban. The third reason that many girls are not as educated as boys is because most of Pakistan is filled with poor people. A quote from a report in 2018 is as follows. The new government, elected in July 2018, stated in their manifesto that nearly 22.5 million children are out of school. Girls are particularly affected. 32% of primary school-age girls are out of school in Pakistan compared to the 21% of boys. By grade 6, 59% of girls are out of school versus 49% of boys. Only 13% of girls are still in school by the 9th grade. An estimated 60 million people in Pakistan live below the poverty line. There are not many public schools offered in Pakistan, and many cannot afford the private schools offered there. The public schools that are provided offer mediocre education at best, so the parents do not always see a point in sending their children to school. There are also many children who work to help support their families and do not have time to attend. If they did, their families would starve. Families who have enough money to send some of their children to school are most likely to send their sons, as they hope that the sons may learn to make their way in the world and provide for the parents later on. The girls will stay home and work to help provide for the family now until they are old enough to be married later. As we can see, there are many reasons girls do not attend school in Pakistan. As Malala has said, things desperately need to change regarding education for girls there. They deserve to be able to learn and pursue their dreams. They deserve the chance to attend school if they wish and not be frowned upon by their society or be attacked by religious zealots. Although I am unsure how to get to that point, I pray that those with authority and the ability may be inspired to make the proper changes so that all children in Pakistan may be nurtured and receive a proper education. Here are my references. Thank you so much for watching.